Good morning and welcome to Release to Results. This is our free series, Releasing Sedona Method Style, Letting Go, going through the Course in Miracles workbook. Course in Miracles workbook is a phenomenal way to bring up all kinds of stored feelings, false programs, and to let them go one day at a time. And we do that in over 100 sessions a month in Release to Results. You're welcome to join us at releasetoresults.com, where we go deep into the mastery of releasing. Why? So we can be totally free of all of this garbage. And I love A Course in Miracles. I've been through it a few times. This is the first time going through it with an active practice of letting go while going through it. I wanted to share that with y'all so you can have the experience of both A Course in Miracles and letting go and how they go together perfectly. Today's lesson 22, is what I see is a form of vengeance. So, as you're going through this with me, could you allow what's coming up for you? The letting go process, if you're not familiar with it, is just letting feelings come up, sitting with them, and letting them go, releasing them, surrendering them. It's quite simple and quite powerful if you allow yourself to do it. If you find yourself getting caught up in thoughts, following these thought streams, following these thought cycles that just are the mind trying to explain what this energy is and do something about it, could you let the thoughts scroll by without clicking on them and just go into the feeling and let it up and let it go? What I see is a form of vengeance. So you're looking out onto the world and you may perceive things that are like attacking you. Like there's something coming at you. There's something you need to defend against. The world's taking vengeance. This person's taking vengeance. And I got to defend myself. And could you just notice that what you're seeing is only the perishable? What you see is nothing that will last. What you see is not real. And what you see is a form of vengeance. So, could you notice something you see in the world? What's something you've seen that seems like it's an attack on you, some kind of vengeance, something you need to defend against? And could you notice what it feels like when you're perceiving that, when you're seeing that form of vengeance? Could you allow this energy to come up as you just kind of ignore the thoughts that are coming up about it and allow this energy to move, allow emotion to happen? And could you let go of this emotion? It's just a choice. Yes or no is fine. You're free to hold on or to let go. Would you let go of the perishable, of this thing that won't last, that isn't even real, this form of vengeance that you perceive? When could you let it go? And what I see is a form of vengeance. What do you see out there? What's perceived that you need to defend against? Prepare a counterattack for? What's attacking you? What does it seem like that? And that's okay. Could you notice this perception and the energy that you've carried when you're looking at this? What comes up for you out of your energy storage when you're perceiving this attack, this need to defend, this vengeance? Could you just allow that to happen? Could you welcome what's happening for you? Could you just let the thoughts drift by without following them and come back to that feeling that's been carried and just welcome it to be there so it can release? And could you release it? You never have to release. Just could you release? Would you release this perishable energy that won't last? This perception of vengeance that isn't real? When could you release what you see as a form of vengeance? Is this the world you really want to see? Or could you release it? And what I see is a form of vengeance. What are you perceiving in the world, a person, a situation, that's some kind of an attack, something to defend against, some form of vengeance in the world? And without judging yourself as wrong for perceiving this or for feeling what comes up when it seems to be there, could you embrace what's coming up for you? There's these thoughts, there's this feeling. Could you just let it be there, embrace it as best you can? Could you sit with this energy, with this feeling for a moment? And could you surrender it to divinity, to God? Just turn it over. You never have to. Would you surrender this feeling if you could and seeing this vengeance? Just give it up to God. When could you surrender this vision of the perishable that will not last, that isn't even real, this form of vengeance? When could you surrender? And it could be the same thing, it could be something else, that there's this charge, this feeling that comes up like there's an attack happening on you, something you need to prepare for, defend against. What do you see that's a form of vengeance, attack? And could you just notice what is stirring in you energetically when you're perceiving this form of vengeance? Could you allow this feeling, acknowledge it, notice it? And there's these words and pictures in the mind. Could you just let them pass by and come back to allowing that energy to go just by letting it be there, acknowledging it? And could you let this energy go? Would you let it go if you could? When could you let go of seeing what won't last, what's perishable, what isn't real, this form of vengeance? When could you let it go? And you never have to. It's okay to hold on to it. Just an option, an invitation, a choice you can make in freedom. The question is this the world you want to see? And would you let it go if not? And what I see is a form of vengeance. Have you perceived anything in the world that's attacking you, that's risky, that you need to defend against or counterattack? And without making right or wrong of that, could you just notice the feeling that's there for you when you're seeing that form of vengeance in the world? What's been carried in a world full of vengeance, if it seems that way? And could you welcome this feeling so it can unstick, so it can leave? Could you just allow this energy to move, welcoming it rather than stuffing it down or trying to change it or get it to go away? Could you just notice it, welcome it? That is releasing. Just let it be there. And could you make a choice to release it? Yes, no. Would you choose to release it if you could? Seeing this vengeance in the world, holding on to something that won't last, that's transitory. When could you release it and see a different world? And just noticing, is there any other savage fantasy that's going on that you'd like to get away from? What's going to attack you? What's going to destroy you? Or what do you need to destroy before it has a chance to do that? Just what does it seem like? What are you seeing that's a form of vengeance? And without judging or moralizing what's coming up for you, could you just embrace what you're finding, what you're noticing? Could you let this energy move, just sitting with it, noticing it? And could you surrender what's happening to God? Would you let it go and let God reveal God's world? When could you surrender this focus and feeling of vengeance to God, to divinity by any name? You never have to. Just ask yourself, is this vengeance the world I really want to see? Am I willing to let it go? You're free to let go or to hold on, though the answer may be obvious to you. Could you let go of what doesn't even exist? Just by noticing it, acknowledging it, letting it up, and releasing it. Experience what's there when you're not focused on vengeance. This is just one of many sessions where we let go of what isn't even there. It's released to results. And you can join us for many more of these sessions for free. We've got over 100 sessions a month at releasetoresults.com, hundreds of sessions replays. We've got a community that's committed to letting it all go, to releasing everything that's in our way. And I'd even love to send you the 3 books we use in our mastery sessions: Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender, Transcending the Levels of Consciousness, The Stairway to Enlightenment, and the Sedona Method, your key to lasting happiness, success, peace, and emotional well-being. You get all those for free when you sign up for your free trial today at releasetoresults.com. While I've still got some books left, come and get them and come join us in the live sessions. We do open topic sessions 7 days a week at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's pretty incredible what happens for us when we release. What are you going to realize by releasing everything that isn't that? I look forward to seeing you again in this free series on YouTube. We're doing it every day, A Course in Miracles, plus letting go, and have the best day you can. It's the Day of the Dead. Could you release death and come to life? Have the best day.